Welcome to Tips for Clips. Today, in 3 simple steps, I'll show you how to give your child his first haircut. Before doing anything, I'm just puffing out all the hair, combing through it, making sure that all the curls are out so I see exactly how long the hair is on the sides. Now, for step number 1, right here, I'm using a number 3 clip on the sides. It could be opened or closed, long or short lever, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Typically, you're going to cut the hair on the sides either with a number 2 clip or with a number 3 clip. It depends on the type of hair and it depends on the type of haircut that you want to give. The number 2 clip is just a bit shorter than the number 3 clip. But this step is really simple and you just want to make the sides all the same length. So you're just going to keep going, getting rid of the bulk initially, and then as you go lower, you're going to want to press a little bit closer to make sure you get all the hair off that you can. It is better if you have a cape to protect the child from the falling hair because it's going to make them itchy. The child will not always want to put the cape on, so that is something to keep in mind. Alternatively, if you take off their shirt, it will be a little less itchy if you do that before you start the haircut, so that's another alternative. So while this step is really simple, it's also really important because it is the bulk of the haircut. You want to make sure that by the end of this step, you have very few patches remaining at the end, if any. You're going to always see, especially with curly hair or wavy hair like this, it's going to look a little blotchy, but when you wet it and comb it at the end, you could tell that since it's all the same length, because it's all the same clip, that it all looks nice and smooth. And if this is your first time, don't worry, the clippers don't hurt the child at all. They barely feel anything, they just feel the pressure of the clippers against their head, but nothing here is dangerous or hurts them, except the only thing that's uncomfortable is the itchy hair. And for step number 2, you'll need a pair of shears or scissors, and all I'm doing is running my hand through his hair because that tends to be the most comfortable for kids. They don't feel any of the tugging of the comb, they don't feel the tugging of traditional means of cutting hair with shears. I'm just kind of giving this loose, messy look, which ends up looking the best in the end as well, in addition to being really comfortable for the child. And I'm just gonna go loosely through it all, make sure there's nothing really sticking out, just to get the length a little bit down. You can pull a little bit more or gather the hair a little bit more, as I just did, if you see that there's any patches with really heavy hair. But with all the fidgeting, this is also one of the safest methods of cutting a kid's hair because your hand is protecting the child from the scissors or from the shears. And now for step number 3, we're going to use a comb to fade in between step numbers 1 and 2. And all we're doing is lifting up the hair on the sides. You get to see exactly what hair you're cutting before you cut it because it pops out through the comb. And this also serves as a protective barrier between the shears and the child's hair. All you need to do on this step is find any areas of hair that aren't smoothly transitioning between the bottom and the top and just trim those areas and make it all smooth. For each step, take your time, there's no rush, remembering that hair cutting is more of an art than it is a math or a science. Here's a reminder of how we started off, and here's a look at the finished product. All you have to do is follow those 3 simple steps and you can give any child their first haircut. Here's a look at some of my other videos. Be sure to subscribe, share, like, and comment, and I'll see you at the next video.